First, hello everybody. Hello. Yeah, I don't type very fast. Hello everybody. The Forex webinar. Dirk was supposed to host it today, but I will replace him as he won't be available. So today we had to talk about questions found on the forum. So just to show you, Forex trading, Visual Forex, and you have Visual JForex forum. So you click here. The forum exists in different languages: English, French, Dutch, Arab, Russian, and Chinese. The main one is the English one. Here you have the announcements about the webinars. Here you have the frequently asked questions, the knowledge base. That's where everybody posts questions about their problems, about the questions, about their strategies. You see there are a lot of pages here. Then we have the feature requests, bug reports, speaks for itself. And here the release notes. We just actually released today a new version of Visual JForex. And you see here what everything that has been done in the new version. So do not hesitate to go to the forum, your questions. There is a team of 5 people answering to these questions all the time. So do not hesitate. What did I find in this forum? Hello. So I read the question. Hello, I am looking for a way to start a strategy after I make a position. I guess he means open. Example, 1 buy Eurodollar manually, and after the strategy starts running by itself. Well, you see here we have 3 different start points: candles on tick and trade event. So we're going to take the trade event one. Yep, trade event. Now let's see our windows. Here we go. And then we're going to logically start with if. Here we go. You don't really have to point here. You just point anywhere in the module and hop. What I personally do, I always click here. That gives color to the string. So you see immediately if a string is missing. And for me, it's more readable. So we want to check the trade events. So they are here. Last trade event. And we are going to take trade message type. And here we have reject, submit, fill, close rejects, close fill. So we're going to take fill. That means when a position is filled, then the strategy is going to be triggered. So the strategy is going to check all the time for this message, and once it finds it, then it's go through. That's as easy as it gets. So buy when you're manually, and after this, so yeah, whatever kind of trade that you make, manually or anything, this message to appear, and then we're talking about, actually, just to make sure, the messages you get here. So if I buy now, let's go. Order filled. And that is exactly what's going to trigger the start of the strategy. That's as easy as it gets. And then from here, you can do basically anything you want. You can even react with the position you have just opened. You can create a new stop loss, etc. All right. If you have any questions, you might just type them here in the chat. So what else do I have for you today? What does the chart mean in the results? So I guess we're talking about the reports you get. So let's see that together. I'm going to take a strategy, this one, why not? Looks like some strings are missing, so it's not going to open anything. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to run the test, and we're going to see together what we're going to do with the chart. So I'll take last day, I'll take last week, so we'll have more things to see on the result. We have the chart appearing here, and we see a lot of positions. That's really good. Oh my god, a lot of them. Looks like we're buying and selling every 10 minutes. So, you know, here you can actually add indicators. Let's say I want the moving average. Moving average conversion. Yeah, you can take this one, anyone you want. Yeah, exponential moving average. That looks good. Trend up. I'm gonna take this one. Trend down. I'm gonna take this one. Okay. And you see here, we had this indicator that appeared here. See? You can actually remove some things if you don't want them, like the balance. Don't want that. Equity, neither. Of the profit loss. So it looks like we're kind in a loss here. We've reached, I guess, the... And you can add any indicator you want. You can also add parallel bars or vertical bars. And you can add all these things you see here, zoom. If you want the little widget, you can have it here appearing. So you really can use it as you would use your chart in JForex. So it's still going. We can see here at the bottom the progression. We can see here our strategy going. We can see the latest values. And it's still going on. Here we have a strategy that opens a lot of positions, so we will have a lot of graph. Here, if I want to change to daily, so we'll see the progression. Here we have the chart that starts to be built. You can zoom. One, two, three, four, 5 days to go. And we see our profit loss not going too well. Then we had another question about testing strategies. Some people have noticed that when you test a strategy in Visual JForex and then you test it directly on JForex, I'll show you how, you might get different results. The calculations are exactly the same, the positions are the same, etc., etc. They work exactly the same, but at the end you've got a little difference. Well, we will see it together. Okay, it's taking too long. We will test that, and we will see together why we have this phenomena. So here we go. So basically what all that means. In red, it's the orders that lost money. In green, the positions actually that made money. Here you have the pips. So when you have this light color, it's buy positions. So see here 441 buy options and 537 sell positions. So in total it's 978 positions that lost around the 25 pips. If you take here, you see 49, we have 15 positions that made 49 pips. Here 525 positions had a profit of around 50 pips. 192 were sell ones, where you were going short, and here 333 you were going long. That's exactly how you should read this graph. We might add here some explanations, but Basically, that's how it works. On the right side, green, the positions that finished in profit. Here, the positions that finished in losses. At the end of the strategy, when the testing stops, all positions are closed. And then all profit and losses are calculated at the end of the strategy, the last candle, last tick, depending on your strategy. So that's how you read this candle. You have other results here. Quite nice report. You see the processing time of your strategy. A lot of percentages, a lot of things to don't focus only on these three first lines. To analyze your strategy, you really should go through the whole report. Here are the parameters, period, range, and that's the default parameter you have set up when you started the strategy. This is just to remind you if you want to check with different ones. If you want to change the default stop loss, the default take profit, etc., etc. All right. So let's now test this strategy, but this time we're going to take a short. We're going to take intraday. Set, run. So you see here all the open positions, and you'll notice that at the end all positions are closed. See here. Now let's see the result here. We have made 62.64. So 62.64. I'm going to write that, and we're going to check now the same strategy. So I'll go to compile build to make sure it's the same one. Okay, now I go to my JForex. Here it is. Strategy, open strategy. So here you have all the strategies stored on your computer locally. Here my JForex, so the strategies I've made or the strategies I've taken from other people, the strategies I bought, the strategies I'm testing, etc., etc. So this is in the cloud, in the Dukascopy cloud. And then my visual JForex strategies. So I've got a lot of them here. It was called, let me check, Webinar FR 1809. Let's go. It's in alphabetical order. Open. Now I go to historical tester. I select my strategy. I want the visual mode. I'm making sure the instruments are ticked here. This is actually a question that appeared on the forum too. We had the people saying, "Oh, I'm trying to test my strategy, it just doesn't work." And the reason sometimes is that you have, let's say, a strategy on pound yen, but here in the instruments you have by default euro dollar selected. So if you have any of these pairs on your strategy, you have to subscribe them. This is to avoid checking all the data for all the instruments. So remember, if you're using something else than, or anything else than euro dollar, click on instrument and make sure you select the ones you need. Try not to do that. Clicking on select all will just select all of them. It's going to slow down your strategy. So here I'm going to take euro USD account. If you want to change the leverage, if your own leverage is different, you can change it here. You can even integrate the commissions to put the relevant commissions, and you can actually change what you So here I don't change anything. Happy with that. I'm just gonna check here. What was my let's clear MC equity overnights. Of course you can change the overnights. That's the rates that's the normal rates you will have in live. Still, for some reasons you might want to change them manually. There is no problem. See, you can change any of them for the rate you want. So here I'm happy about my count. This is you can let it like that. What is important is here. It depends what you want to do with strategy. Here you don't want to visual mode, yes. Show messages, yeah, why not? Actually, we're gonna have a lot of them, so if you wanted to see the same things than in visual JForex, you can have template, and all the messages can be saved. This is actually cool. If you have a lot of them, you want to sort them by different criterias. You can save the report. The report is going to appear on a web page, but you might want to save it and show a report. Of course, we want to see the report. Okay. Here we go. I'm happy with everything. Let's go. So you see, it's going fairly quicker. And now we're going to wait for the report. Here it is. Oh, that's another one. So let's see if I can find my document. Here is my report. Here we go. And see, I can see here that I made 80.46. So there is an 18 pips difference between the test in Visual JForex and the test in JForex. The difference is that on JForex, if we can zoom, see here the positions are actually not closed. The PL is calculated with the PL of your positions at the end of the test. So let me find, here it is. So you have here the end of the test, and that's when at the price of the market your PL is calculated. While on Visual JForex, all the positions are closed. So the difference is, as you can guess, the commissions. So when you have a lot of positions, like here we had like hundreds of positions, the difference can be significant. All right, so we had a few questions about that. Well, the difference just comes from the fact that in Visual JForex the positions are closed, so you have to take in account the commissions. And what else do I have? Here is a strategy that calculates the cumulated volume for the last... No. All right, so we have someone here that wants to calculate the differences in volume for the last 4 candles, and then buy if one is bigger than the other one, or sell if one is smaller than the other one. Well, we had a lot of questions about loop viewer, so we're going to do one of them again. So first, let's go up. I'm going to filter. That's a reflex you should always have, basically. I'm going to filter by period. I want the candle period to be equal to the default period. Here it is, and see the bar was red, it turned to green. This one is still red. Here we go. Then I want the instrument to be the default instrument, which is euro-dollar, and I can change the default instrument. I can take anything I want. Here we go. So that is done. Then I want to get the historical candles. So info, get historical candles. Here I'm going to use the control key of my keyboard and create a group and give a relevant name to the group. Filter Euro USD $10. Save. So now I know exactly what is this group about. Always give a relevant name to your groups and variables. Please do so. So let's calculate for the 4-minute candles. So for the 10-minute candles, which is here, and I want the last falls. Let's go. Actually, here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a variable. I'm gonna write number of candles because I might want to change that later, and instead of changing it just everywhere, I'll just have to change here. See, it appeared here, so I'll just have to right click it and then change to the start value I want. And here the start value for me now is going to be 4. Number of candles 4. Shift 0. What does that mean? If I put shift 0, I'm going to take in account the current candle. But think about it. If when the candle starts, I take all data for the current candle, some data is going to be missing. For instance, I will not have a price because the data just opened. Because the candle just opened. I won't obviously have the volume because for that I would have to wait for the end of the candle. So I'm going to put here 5th of 1. That means when the candle starts, I'm going to take in account the 4 previous candles. I could actually put here anything. If you set to hour candles and you want the one from yesterday, then you just put 24. That will give you the candle for yesterday in the shift. So you put shift 24, you'll have the 24, 48. You basically can choose any candle. Now, here I'm going to give a relevant name to this, which is I'm going to put less candles or just anything. Save and see here. This appears here. Now I want to analyze and to check the difference in volume between the 4 different candles. So that's where Loop Viewer comes. Here we go. What I'm going to write here. Which kind of name can I put that? My candles to analyze. Let's go, save. And now let's take the calculation expression. So you see here, flow, cycle ends. So 4 times, because we have 4 candles, the flow is going to go this way. Then at the end of the flow, it's going to continue this way. That's as simple as it gets. So first parameter, let's create a, I'm going to write here total volume ask. So start value 0. And then I'm going to add to this total, which is going to be 0 the first time. I'm going to add, here you see my candles to analyze. Now, if I go here, sorry, Yep, come on. Here we go. And each time it's going to go through, it's going to add the next volume. And here you will have each time the okay, just a second. Up. So here I'm going to change because ask and then candle ask. So candle volume. Here we go. We're good. Total ask and total ask. So here I have the total volume for the ask candles. See, that's bid. I'll do it again. Ask. That's it. So here I have ask candles. I agglomerate them, and here I have the total of volume of the ask candles. Very important. Here you expand. If I multiply, it makes no sense. I want to zoom. So it's going to zoom 4 times. Okay. Now I want to do the same thing with the bid. So I use my control key, copy, paste. Here, before I forget, I'm going to change from ask to bid. Then here, instead of total volume ask, I'm going to write total volume bid. Total volume bid. Save. Here we go. So I could actually put them one after the other, or use the what it is, or use the multiple actions statement. I'm going to use the multiple action statement just because it's actually more readable. That means the flow is going to go through here, then go to calculate the bid, then we're going to calculate the ask. Here we go. Let's put that a little bit tighter. Up. So here we get the bid, here the ask, then we have exactly the same calculation here and there. That's as easy as it gets. So we check bid, bid, ask, ask. Now we have our 2 calculations. Now we can go further. Up. Our total bid will be here, done. Then it will go there. Calculate the total ask. And then we continue the strategy. And then we're going to compare the total volume bid and ask. And then, I don't know. It's up to you. You might want to open at market. if one is bigger than the other one, or open at market in different directions, even if one is bigger. It's really up to you. Or you can use these volumes in a calculation. You actually can go to calculation here, and make and see the difference. So settings, subtraction. So this is bid minus ask, save, and then use the if statement to see if the difference is bigger than whatever. Then do something, etc., etc. I mean, once you have this apparatus, then you can do anything you want. The important thing, do not forget that, is here in our multiple action, we actually want to start by putting back this total volume ask and bid to 0. Otherwise, on the next candle, we will add this parameter here to the value of the previous calculation. So here we use a sign. We're going to do it twice. So we're going to assign the value 0 to and then paste. That's just because I'm lazy, so it's easier. I'm going to assign the value 0 to this is ask, this is bid. So once we have the filter by candles and instrument, the first thing we are going to do, because the actions are made by this order here. First thing we're going to do is put the counters back to 0, and then we're going to do our calculations. First this one, check the settings, yep. Then this one, and finally at the end of this calculation, check the settings always, yep. We're going to do, we can compare them, we can make a calculation, we can sum them, which doesn't make much sense, but still we can multiply them, make a division or whatever. We actually can use calculation expression here and there and whatever, divide by 2, let's say, and then I can make A1 plus, I always put brackets because it's easier to read in my mind, A2 plus A1 plus A2, and then you divide it by 2. I don't know, that will give you the average. And then you obviously can use the if statement. Then if the average is and I have to put the result. This is average. And then if the average is superior or inferior to any number, then the flow continues. So basically, once you have your data, you can do whatever you want to do with it. Use the calculation block, use the calculation expression block. You can use the if statement to compare them. You actually can make other calculations. It's really up to you. Well, it's 47 after the hour. So I'm going to give back the platform for the next webinar. Let's see if we can read here what is the next webinar. No, that's the current one. Well, thank you very much for your attention. I remind you then post your comments and questions on the Visual JForex support board. There is a full team dedicated to answer your questions. We have numerous webinars. We have a webinar in English every Tuesday at 11 GMT. The webinars in French are every Wednesday at 9 GMT. The webinars in German are just after, every Wednesday at 10. And then we have webinars in Russian every Thursday at 14 GMT. And webinars in Arab every Wednesday at 14:30 GMT, of course. Thank you very much.